Hello, we've covered a lot of topics today, and gone over a lot of space from place to place. I think what I'm hoping for the end is to try to give an idea of maybe what this all means, how we can tie it all together. You will draw your own conclusions and form your own ideas, but there are a few that I would like to suggest. The first is that when we're approaching our study of the region, all of the basic categories that are used conventionally in discussing the region, the categories of East and West, the category of ethnicity and nationality, the category of progress or of regression, all these categories are open to question. We need to approach those critically. Second, it might make sense to move away from ideas that our fascination with Southeast Europe, with any particular state, or with anything derives from the uniqueness of the thing that we're looking at, and to consider it instead as fitting into some broader frameworks. And those broader frameworks can be theoretical or historical or thematic in some way. Third, it's probably a good idea to consider the valence of insider and outsider perspectives when you're looking at analyses. I mean, we could make the suggestion that outside observers don't often know or consider insider perspectives. We think of the regions that we look at only as objects of contemplation. You might be able to make the converse observation too. The inside observers are very often not as conscious of contexts that are used to understand the region from outside. A further suggestion that I would make as a possible conclusion is that if what we're basically concerned with, if the reason that we're looking at the places that we look at is because of our concern about fundamental things like identity, like violence, like change, we have to understand these things not in some kind of mystical way. So don't understand them as principles, don't understand them as values, but try to define them in ways that are concrete and identifiable. Bring them to a position where they become amenable to analysis. Um, a further point is that very often, especially if we're looking at history, the ghost of teleology is always somewhere in the background. That is the idea that there is some kind of final destiny or some kind of final goal. And we need to be able to recognize that where it appears. We might share the teleological idea. That's an option that's open to us, or we might not, but we need to know when it's there. Um, and then finally, in talking about regions or areas or any of these categories that are so fundamental to our analysis, we need to take a little bit of reserve to them. That is, the categories that we use might not have a very good foundation in empirical reality, or there might be alternatives to them that are equally persuasive in empirical reality. But nonetheless, they're useful for thinking. Anytime we use categories, anytime we use terms that are conventionally used, the important thing is to use them consciously. So these are some general ideas that I want to put forward as a way of feeding the discussion. Bring your own suggestions and bring your own questions into the discussion, and I'll see you on Monday afternoon. Bye.